More skeletons continue to tumble out of Pakistan's Kargil closet. A 3-star former general, Lieutenant General Shahid Aziz, he was in the ISI as DG analysis during the Kargil war. His latest set of explosive revelations have nailed former Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's blatant lies on Kargil. Nawaz Sharif had claimed he was not in the loop on Kargil operations. He had been misled because Kargil happened just months after then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee traveled to Pakistan on that Lahore bus, met Nawaz Sharif. They talked about peace, and then yet again Pakistan stabbed India in the back. These latest revelations not only highlight Pakistan's duplicity but are also likely to revive the debate whether Pakistani civilian leadership can be trusted to take the peace process forward given the treachery in the past and direct collusion with Pakistan's ISI and army. Here are excerpts from that explosive interview.
अपनी किताब में लिखा है कि कारगिल का जो ऑपरेशन था उसके जिम्मेदार थे जनरल मुशर्रफ, जनरल अजीज, जनरल महमूद, जनरल जावेद हसन। आप उस वक्त आईएसआई के एनालिसिस विंग के इंचार्ज थे। आपको और डीजी आईएसआई को पता क्यों नहीं चला? आप क्यों सोए हुए थे?
मैं आपको पहली बात का जवाब दे दूं, मैं इस बात पे आता हूं। उसके बाद मैं एमओ में आ गया सितंबर के महीने में, तो इतना वक्त ही नहीं मुझे मिला। जब मैं एमओ में आया, एमओ बहुत ही मसरूफ जॉब है, और एमओ में आने के बाद फिर आने के थोड़े ही दिनों बाद ये मिलिट्री टेक ओवर की कहानी आहिस्ता आहिस्ता शुरू हो गई, जिसकी मंसूबाबंदी हो रही थी। फिर मैं उसमें उलझ गया। फिर आहिस्ता आहिस्ता करके मुझे कारगिल की बातें बहुत वक्त लगा कि मुझे ये सारी तफसीलें मुझ पर आया होती। फिर क्या इसके ऊपर झूठ बोला जा रहा है और उसको क्या रंग दिया जा रहा है, मुशर्रफ साहब की किताब के छपने के बाद मालूम हुआ। तो इस वजह से आईएसआई के सिलसिले में मैं लेट हो गया और मिलिट्री टेक ओवर में फंस गया। जहां तक मिलिट्री टेक ओवर का ताल्लुक है, मैं
नहीं, उसमें मैं बाद में आऊंगा।
पहले ये आपके पहले सवाल का जवाब दे रहा हूं कि मैं साथ क्यों चलता रहा मुशर्रफ साहब की। मिलिट्री टेक ओवर पर मुझे कोई नदामत नहीं है, उसके ऊपर आप बाद में आ जाइए। तीसरा इशू जो 9/11 के बाद आया, बड़ा इशू,
सर उस पे सर पे बात आई, मैं सब पे बात करूंगा। हाँ। पहले जरा ये बता दें कि बतौर एक आईएसआई के अफसर के, एनालिसिस विंग के इंचार्ज के,
मुझे क्यों पता नहीं था?
आपको पता क्यों नहीं चला कि पाकिस्तानी फौज जो है वो इतना बड़ा एक कॉल आपके ब्लंडर मारने जा रही है? डीजी आईएसआई को क्यों नहीं पता चला? आप लोग सिविलियंस की तो बहुत जासूसी करते हैं, आपको अपनी फौज के अंदर ये इतना गलत काम हो रहा था, इसका क्यों नहीं पता चला?
मैं नहीं समझता हूं कि आईएसआई एक अदारे के तौर पर इससे नावाकिफ था, हो नहीं सकता।
आईएसआई को पता था।
मेरा अंदाजा है कि गिलगित में इतनी फौज की हरकत, तोपों का ले जाना, एमुनिशन का लाकर रखना, इतनी सिपा की मूवमेंट आईएसआई की नजरों से छुपी नहीं रह सकती। मैं तो खुद हैरान हूं कि इंडियन इंटेलिजेंस का ये इतना बड़ा फेलियर था कि उनको पता नहीं चला। मुझे इसलिए नहीं पता चला कि मैं आईएसआई के किसी कारिंदे से डायरेक्टली डील नहीं करता था। मेरे पास इनकी रिपोर्टें आती थी और मैं इनका तज्जिया करता था, और वही रिपोर्टें आती थी जो उन इदारों को अलाउ होती थी कि मुझे भेजा जाए। मैं आईएसआई का वाहिद ओवर्ट फेस था। मैं सबसे मिलकर बताता था कि मैं आईएसआई में हूं। मैं उसी बिहाफ में लोगों से बात करता था। उसी हद तक इत्तला मुझ तक महदूद रखी जाती थी कि ये बाहर लोगों से मिलता है और आईएसआई की बातें बताता है। इंटरनल विंग में क्या हो रहा है, आईएसआई में बहुत सेग्रीगेटेड, कंपार्टमेंटलाइज्ड किस्म का माहौल होता है, और होना भी ऐसा ही चाहिए। मुझे उसकी कोई खबर नहीं होती, मैं सिर्फ तज्जिया करता था।
आईएसआई को भी नहीं पता चला?
पता होना चाहिए था। मैं कह नहीं सकता कि उनको पता था कि नहीं, लेकिन जब मैं इंडिया के सिग्नल इंटरसेप्ट उनके पास लेकर गया हूं कि ये खबरें आ रही हैं, इस तरह लगता है जैसे कि कोई कारगिल के इलाके में कुछ बड़ी गड़बड़ हो रही है, तो उन्होंने मुझे कहा बैठिए, और उस वक्त उन्होंने मुझे बताया। ये उस वक्त का टाइम है जब शायद 2 या 3 दिन के बाद पाकिस्तान के अखबारों में ये खबर
आप अपनी किताब
वक्त तक मुझे
आप अपनी किताब में पेज नंबर 200 पे नवाज शरीफ साहब के बारे में कह रहे हैं कि शायद इनको भी पता था, जबकि नवाज शरीफ साहब कहते हैं कि नहीं, मुझे तो नहीं था।
देखिए, सुनी सुनाई बातें, मैं डायरेक्टली वाकिफ नहीं हूं, क्योंकि उनकी जो ब्रीफिंग्स होती थी उसमें मैं नहीं बैठता था। लेकिन एक किसी ब्रीफिंग में, इसका वक्त मुझे याद नहीं है, मुझे एक जनरल साहब ने जो वहां मौजूद थे ये बताया कि मैं नवाज शरीफ ने चाय के वक्फे के दौरान मुझसे पूछा था कि भाई जनरल साहब फिर कश्मीर हमें कब दिला रहे।
अच्छा,
इस किस्म की बात मैंने सुनी थी।
कारगिल का ऑपरेशन था।
दूसरी बात आपको मैं एक और बता दूं कि मुशर्रफ साहब बहुत कॉन्फिडेंस और वसूख के साथ कहते थे कि मैंने नवाज शरीफ को कंप्लीट पिक्चर में बताया हुआ है और वो हर चीज से वाकिफ हैं, और नवाज शरीफ की कमजोरियों की वजह से हमें कारगिल में नुकसान उठाना पड़ा और वहां से निकलना पड़ा।
अच्छा, बाद में फिर आप डीजीएमओ बने, फिर आप चीफ ऑफ जनरल स्टाफ भी बन गए। आपको कभी पता चला कि कारगिल ऑपरेशन का मकसद क्या था? कश्मीर आजाद करवाना या सियाचिन वापस लेना, मकसद क्या था?
मुशर्रफ साहब ने जो मकसद ऐलान किया था वो ये था कि कारगिल करने की वजह से सियाचिन की सप्लाई लाइन कट जाएगी, हिंदुस्तान की फौज को सियाचिन से निकलने पर हम मजबूर कर देंगे, जिसकी वजह से उसके ऊपर इतना दबाव पड़ेगा इंटरनेशनल किस्म का कि ये इस किस्म की जंग दो एटमी रियासतों में फैल सकती है, और उस दबाव की वजह से वो कश्मीर पर मानी खेज मुज़ाकरात करने के लिए आमादा हो जाएगा।
तो क्या
तो इस तरह से एक्चुअली
कारगिल ऑपरेशन का कश्मीर का उसको फायदा हुआ या नुकसान?
बहुत बड़ा नुकसान हुआ।
नुकसान,
बहुत बड़ा नुकसान।
ये कभी बात आपने मुशर्रफ साहब के मुंह पे उन्हें कही थी?
देखिए, मैं जब कारगिल में था तो हर हफ्ते नेशनल मिलिट्री ऑपरेशंस कमांड सेंटर में एक ब्रीफिंग होती थी, जिसमें तमाम सर्विसेज के सरबराह मौजूद होते थे, फॉरेन ऑफिस के लोग मौजूद होते थे, सेक्रेटरी डिफेंस मौजूद होते थे, तमाम सर्विसेज के इंटेलिजेंस और ऑपरेशंस का स्टाफ मौजूद होता था। बहुत बड़ी वो होती। और मैं आईएसआई की जानिब से थ्रेट परसेप्शन पेश करता था, जिसमें कि डिप्लोमेटिक और इंटरनेशनल थ्रेट और फाइनेंशियल इंप्लीकेशंस तमाम चीजें शामिल होती हैं मिलिट्री। मैं इसका सरकारी तजिया निगार, मैं उस थ्रेट परसेप्शन के अंदर अपने सारे ख्यालात का इजहार करता था।
ठीक है।
और खुल के करता था। अब जो चीज हो चुकी थी उस पर मैं वहां खड़े होकर कहता कि आपने बड़ा गलत किया। मैं तो ये बता रहा था कि ये हुआ, इसके ये असरात निकल रहे हैं और आगे हमें ये करना चाहिए।
Now you heard Lieutenant General Shahid Aziz. He was one of the senior most generals of the Pakistan Army. He was in the ISI. He was DGMO at one point of time. Then he went on to become the Chief of General Staff of the Pakistan Army. And this man says Nawaz Sharif was in the loop on Kargil operations. He's quoting Nawaz Sharif as saying, as asking General Musharraf ki General Saab, Kashmir kab dila rahe ho? Aziz's candid talk has thrown fresh light on whether Pakistan's civilian political leadership can be trusted. Should they also be held guilty for the Kargil misadventure, and whether if then Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's defense and claim of innocence needs to be reassessed by India. Here is the statement that actually gives away Nawaz Sharif, according to Lieutenant General Aziz. General Shahid Aziz says a senior Pakistani officer had told him Nawaz Sharif wanted to know when the Pakistan Army was gifting them Kashmir. The conversation allegedly happened during a high-level meeting between the military top brass and the Pakistan government. General Aziz has also for the first time listed that the chief architect of the Kargil conflict in Pakistan was General Pervez Musharraf. It was his brainchild. General Muhammad Aziz was then the Chief of General Staff, along with Lieutenant General Javed Hassan, who was then Force Commander, Northern Areas, FCNA. And of course, Lieutenant General Mahmood Ahmad, who was then heading the 10 Corps of Pakistan Army. These were the four people who planned the Kargil operation. And joining me now is Lieutenant General Hamid Gul, former Director General of ISI Pakistan. General Gul, what do you make of General Aziz's latest statement, sir?
I think he is totally right, but he was not the CGS at that time. He was serving as deputy of the DGISI.
You're right on his appointment. He was in ISI that time. But no, but the fact that he says that Nawaz Sharif was in the loop because Nawaz Sharif completely denies it.
At that time, CGS was General Abdul Aziz. He was not the CGS. And you just mentioned that Shahid Aziz was the CGS. No, it was General Aziz who was the CGS. And Shahid had nothing to do, and that's why there are certain small gaps in his version. But I know the whole thing because Pervez Musharraf was my subordinate and my student in Staff College way back. And when he did all this, I went to him and I questioned him, what is the wisdom of doing all this? And he had no answer. He said that you are very angry and I'll let you take out your steam, etc. But the point is that Pervez Musharraf made a huge mistake. It's a military mistake because there was no political purpose behind this operation. There was no preparation, and they were just wanted to exploit an opportunity. And I don't know why he had to do that, because that's unwise militarily, politically, from every point of view. It was not a correct thing to do.
Okay. But was the Prime Minister in the loop or not, sir?
Now that's a question which needs to be resolved. The Probation Musharraf says that Nawaz Sharif knew, although perhaps Nawaz Sharif came to know much later about it. But whatever it is, Probation Musharraf says one thing and Nawaz Sharif says another thing. Therefore, it is necessary now to hold a national inquiry on this and let the truth come out.
Okay. Why was Kargil politically and militarily a disaster for the Pakistan army? You just said it was a mistake. Why?
Well, it really brought about a setback to the Kashmir cause, and America got a little nervous because Pakistan, after all, is a nuclear power, and because of Kargil, we could have gone to war, and it would have been disastrous for both our countries. So I think there was no solid political purpose in that.
Okay. General Gul, the aim of Kargil, according to General Aziz, was to cut off Siachen. So was it a militarily limited operation where the Pakistan army only wanted to cut off Siachen? Was it to avenge Siachen, or was it to internationalize the Jammu and Kashmir issue also?
No, Musharraf has come out with his own version, which doesn't hold water. It's not important what he says, but the important thing is that this, without now voting an all-out war, it was not possible that we cut off only Siachen Brigade. This was not possible. Although Zojila Pass is very important to India because all their troops up in the north, they are supplied from there.
Yes.
Now, of course, you have an alternative road which is known as Leh Manali Road.
Yes.
But at that time, Leh Manali Road was not really negotiable by heavy trucks, and therefore Zojila was very important. It's a very simple strategic important point. One can straight away put one's finger on it that this is the important point. But
should Pakistan punish Parvez Musharraf for Kargil, sir?
I have been demanding court-martial for him. And in my public statement, although he was very close to me, but I think he made a mistake. Beautiful boys, very courageous, brave people of Pakistan, brave sons of Pakistan were killed in it for no purpose at all. People like Captain Colonel Sher Khan, what a wonderful soldier he was, what a brave soldier he was, and Lalit Jan and many others. So I think it was a I think this man was always and he showed it to the fullest extent this particular misadventure.
Okay. Lieutenant General Hamid Gul, many thanks for joining me from Pakistan. You are saying that Parvez Musharraf, the chief architect of Kargil, actually should be court-martialed for Operation Badr, that misadventure that the Pakistan army launched. What about Nawaz Sharif? And let me bring in Headlines Today's Deputy Editor Defense and our MEA correspondent Maha Siddiqui for more on this story. Shiv, there's been a huge debate even in India. The fact that Pakistan stabbed us in the back immediately after Lahore. Then Prime Minister Vajpayee went on that Lahore bus and Pakistan did a Kargil on us. Now Nawaz Sharif stands indicted by one of their own generals.
I think the words of Lieutenant General Aziz completely exposes Nawaz Sharif's duplicity. And remember, Gaurav, you've reported from Kargil during the war, and you're well aware of the debates that swirled in Indian political circles right after the war, the engagement that happened, with Nawaz Sharif, even after he was ousted from power. The fact is, there has never been a complete belief within the Indian establishment that Nawaz Sharif was clean in the entire matter, no matter how many times he protested that it was, Parvez Musharraf's own idea and it was something that he unilaterally mounted without the political establishment, on board. But increasingly, and remember there has been testimony over the last few years as well for several other army officials within the Pakistan establishment who've since retired, who haven't said it as explicitly as General Aziz, but have indicated to the presence of Nawaz Sharif at briefings. General Pervez Musharraf has alluded to briefings of this kind in his own self-aggrandizing autobiography as well. So the evidence and the possibility that the political establishment was on board, if it can ever be on board, because remember, within the Pakistani establishment, it is not like the political establishment ever has a choice if the Pakistan army wants to mount a campaign of this kind. But it's a very dangerous indication of the lies that the civil establishment has been telling India all these years.
Indeed, and Maha, elements in Government of India continue to say that Nawaz Sharif was in the loop. Nawaz Sharif even travelled to Skardu. He met these soldiers, and this was after the Lahore visit of Prime Minister Vajpayee. He took a helicopter ride to Skardu. Pervez Musharraf was with him. Despite all of this, India continues to blindly trust the civilian leadership of Pakistan. In the strategic community, is there a growing demand for a rethink?
Well, yes, Gaurav, to a certain extent. But India, remember, has always been skeptical about the claims that have been made by Pakistan, because it was very hard to believe that the Premier would not know what the army had been contemplating. And that is something that is now as clear as day after Lieutenant General Shahid Aziz has made these revelations that Nawaz Sharif was in the loop. Clearly, it does show that the political leadership there can be both weak and also betray the trust of the neighbor. And in that context, India needs to be very cautious. But
yes,
the line that India has always taken is the fact that it's a neighbor and you can't wish it away. And there is no choice really at many times but to go along with what the political leadership or the civilian government says. Of course, it's viewed with a lot of caution. Anything that Pakistan really says and does, it has to be backed by action. That's what the government and the people in the political circles believe.
Yes.